5 minutes after 8 o'clock. And that's the man behind the music. Bernardo Phipps, Nardo HD, Happiness. That's the name of the track. You guys didn't know. You guys didn't know that?
Well, you know.
First time you hearing it?
I think I've heard it before, but I never really
came out in
stopped
2017.
No, the only song I'm familiar with is Vagabond. I swear. Yeah, and Bonnie and Clyde. His Bonnie and Clyde, which is
no. This is Nardo. No, I mean, he's a local guy. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, boy.
Yeah,
Listen.
Bernardo. Yes, Bernardo Phipps.
From here?
Yes.
Honest.
Yeah.
Listen, Bernardo, sorry, didn't mean
he was one of the writers. He was one of the writers for Grandmasters when Gregory Gumbs was in the band. You probably don't know who Gregory Gumbs is, right?
Well, yeah. Yeah.
The deputy speaker's former deputy speaker's son.
But I was saying though that I didn't know I thought the intro was just instrumental. I didn't know it had words to it.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Bernardo Phipps. Nardo, what's up? Big up.
Nice song. I like the beat and everything.
Yeah.
It's really good.
And it was produced by Paul Quealy.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, you know him?
Yeah, of course, Paul Quealy got stats, man.
Yeah.
He works for
consumer.
Consumer that era. Yes. Oh wow, that's talent. Yeah.
Local talent that we don't know about.
There you go.
Yeah, we learned something new today.
Thank you, Jamster.
Yeah, appreciate that.
So
yes.
I just thought, I started playing. I said, let me play a little bit of the original. And,
nice.
Yes.
Maybe I should do that for the rest of the month.
You should. This is a nice song. We want happiness.
Yes.
Yeah, I like that. Because we need it in this world that we live in presently.
Exactly. So true. Today's Wednesday.
The
13th of December.
Didn't fall on a Friday. Dun, dun, dun.
Guys, just yesterday we were discussing the missing girl, and since then reports have indicated that she has been found, and so that's really remarkable.
Yep.
That she has been found. I have not read any statement to indicate that she was in
any further deets.
Any further details to give her condition or anything like that. So if there are persons out there who have official information, they could call in and relay that information and or point us to where that official information is. But based on what I read previously, I read that she was found. I have not heard anything about her being in any bad condition, having been found. And so I am just grateful that, there's some nice conclusion so far to the matter. When I say nice, based on what we are told that she has been found.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that really warms my heart, actually. But there's one, it has to be said, and we were talking about it before you came. It makes the whole eventuality of someone going missing have a cry wolf tinge to it, because what's going to happen? Yes, exactly.
Eventually, because they're going to say, "Oh, these kids are just going to come back."
Like, oh, she's
and then the one
okay.
day we don't look is when they're not going to come back. Because as soon as we sounded her voice yesterday, later in the day we heard she's found. So we're excited about that. But then, what's next? Who's going to do it again, and what do we do next? How do we deal with things like this?
Well, the thing about it is that we take every situation and we put our best foot forward, regardless of what we think. When it comes to a missing person, we don't know the circumstance, so we always put our best foot forward.
You all know, this might sound, but I want y'all to listen. A lot of younger people don't listen to the radio. So it's very possible she didn't even know that she was considered missing. Everybody lives these siloed lives where they have their device and they listen.
As Michelina mentioned yesterday, she probably has a chat with her friends. And her friends probably telling her, "You're missing," and she's like, "I'm not missing, I'm right here. I just don't feel like going home because they're bothering me over there." Yeah,
but it's possible if she heard it on the radio, it would have a different impact.
Maybe that's why she went home. Maybe her friend said, "Girl, they're talking about you on the radio. Go home quick."
Exactly.
And maybe she went home.
Yeah.
Well, I'm happy that she's good. it seems like she's in great condition. We haven't heard any hearsay on the streets or anything. And as I'd say, if you have information, you can call in and brief us once you are able to furnish us with that information.
Yes. And I'm here looking at WINNFM's story, and just 16 hours ago, it says St. Kitts Nevis police continues search for missing teen. And that was 16 hours ago the article was published. So within 16 hours, she has been found.
In fact, this morning when I was listening to news, I was thinking, oh boy, well, you know, at news time she hadn't been found. So I guess we sounded semi-silly this morning at 7 o'clock with the news saying, you know.
Yeah, but
you know.
it's fair, as you
Yeah.
rightfully said, news time she wasn't found.
Yes. Also, too, in the news, the regional news, and, you know, Jamsa being the musician that he is, and, you know, Ricardo Drew.
Yeah, that was not fun. I thought it was a joke.
You just said that, and I got goosebumps, and I don't really know Ricardo Drew like that. I just saw him a few times in Antigua and on the aircraft, but I don't know him like that.
And you guys know that he was engaged to Patrice Roberts. You know. And there's a parallel between him and Nisha B. Ricardo Drew, being Antiguan, he was recruited by the late Blacks.
Yeah.
Dexter Black Stewart from Roy Cape All Stars.
Yeah.
To join him as co-lead singer. And then as Ricardo Drew got bigger, he recruited Nisha B.
Yeah. Oh, nice.
To do the same thing. And because, you know, Ricardo Drew is he's a soca name unto his own now. And so we await.
If I'm not sure, I think he's the reigning monarch.
Yeah, in Antigua, he's a road match winner as well.
Wow.
Yeah, they had a 3-year road match this year, which is weird.
Yeah.
And he's only 38. That's the sad
34,
part.
so
38, 1985. Yeah,
okay, then the
38.
article that
I saw 85. I didn't even do the math, but they didn't put his age; they just put the year.
Okay.
So I remember seeing 85.
I'm sorry for his kids and his little daughter.
Yes, 4 kids. It's 4 or 6.
They said 6 and
yeah.
the loop article said 5. That included his daughter. So
5,
I'm saying it's 4
5,
boys and
yes.
little Lily. Well, condolences to his family. Condolences to Antigua, because Antigua is taking the hard. That's one of their biggest soca stars, as Jams would have mentioned. Condolences to Patrice.
And huge in Trinidad as well.
Yeah.
So there's an article that says
Soca
Patrice
fraternity.
here saying wake up, and it says here Patrice mourning the death of her fiance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they got engaged. Is it this year or last year at his show in Antigua? Because he has a show called Drew's Day.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's no that big show.
Yeah.
So he engaged to her at that show.
Wow. And you know, talking about Drew's Day, as we spoke earlier, today is a big day for the budget.
I never seen so many persons and memes ready and tuned in for today.
Because the big question is, where a lot of persons are waiting, because Edinburgh was on the radio previously, and he indicated that we had to look out for at least 2 big things on the budget. And so persons have been waiting with bated breath, holding out in anticipation to see what these announcements would be. We've had discussions before about the announcement of a double salary.
Okay.
And we've had persons within government who have expressed different views. One minister, one MP indicating, you know, that, you know, double salary has to be more given to based on the country's performance, stuff like that. We had another MP who said, you know, the double salary should be paid. It's never been about performance. And we had another MP that said pay the double salary, and who in fact said pay the double salary earlier in November. And you have heard the cry about paying the double salary. We've heard some persons who say it might not be a double salary. It might be across the board where persons get $1,000 like on the independence. Or persons have been speaking about on the road at $2,000. So it's left to be seen what is going to be given, if anything is going to be given at all.
All I say is, Kittians and divisions, you have to be more interested in how the sausage is made than just eating the sausage. I'm going to keep saying that. Because people go around like, oh, yeah, why don't they give us triple salary? I remember Mr. Drew actually was saying this. Why don't you give triple salary? Really crazy stuff.
And now the shoes on the
exactly, and now the
There's
shoes on the other
someone on the Facebook that says they need to start with the double salary because it only benefit one set of people.
And then
that's that person basically. So that person's I want to assume. I'm assuming, folks. Don't get me that individual works for the private sector.
Perhaps.
Because private sector, you get a bonus on performance, right?
The person says wage increase and all will benefit.
You see, I am on the record with when I used to work in revenue before I went off to study, right? I am on the record telling my workers I don't believe in double salaries, even though I was getting a double salary.
There's another person who now says...
That's two different issues as far as I'm concerned. Just because I'm getting it doesn't mean I have to agree with it.
The double salary would be an injection for the economy.
Why didn't you give it back?
Well, they gave me, so hey.
I like that answer.
There's someone on the Facebook page who says the double salary will be an injection for the economy.
Yeah, because they're gonna give it all back.
Yeah,
and this is why I normally hear rich people say, I can give, which is sad. I can give an individual that isn't accustomed to money, $1 million, and by tomorrow I have it all back. And I'm like, that's so sad.
It's true.
That's so sad.
And that's the whole thing, because people don't care about the inner workings of government, how fiscal policy works and all that stuff. Oh, just give us money. They don't care how the money comes. They don't care. Well, they don't care if the government is teetering on the knife edge of bankruptcy and to give you that money. They just care. They want what they want.
In the budget, I'm just hoping no new taxes.
Boy, because that's what I'm saying, because all these monies that we keep getting, right? To each his own, and who deserves double salary, I pray that they get it. But all these monies that we keep getting, we have to make them back.
Yes.
And taxes are going to go some places, so when that raise, we can't get mad at our representatives and say, oh, you have a new tax. But how are we going to get back the money that we just gave you?
And I thought Sean was being disingenuous a few weeks ago, and he said it was never, but that was the point. That is what Mark was saying, should be what it should be based on.
Yeah.
Of course, we know it wasn't based on that, but we were saying that it should be based on that. I personally think so. If you're going to pay a whole double salary, maybe it should be based on that. I think a bonus is better rather than a double salary. And the bonuses should be based on performance.
And perhaps a percentage of the salary.
So Sean was being Captain Obvious with that one.
And maybe...
I think he was just making the point that, it has never been about performance. So if we have a talk about performance, maybe it should be in the future.
No.
Yeah, I mean, you shouldn't be just. I'm sure those I'm sure those IMF people and so on. I wonder. Miss Head will probably call us and tell us, but I'm sure those IMF people will probably be pulling their hair out, wondering, how do you guys? No one does that. I could imagine some of the stuff that goes on here fiscally, and they probably wonder, how do you guys do this? This is crazy.
Yeah.
But how do you give a whole double salary and stuff like that?
But a double salary for the average worker is not bad, because if you're working for, let's say, over several years, you've amassed $800. $1,600 it comes like nothing, but then a lot of $1,600 add up. Granted,
those finance people at IMF and these places, they don't have all the answers, because a lot of times their fiscal philosophy is based on how these much bigger countries work, and a lot of these regimes don't necessarily work in our case, and we in a way, I think in a way sometimes we can get away with things that they can't get away with, but at the same time, we're at the end of the day, we're more vulnerable fiscally when it comes to when it comes to shocks. I mean, they talk about when the U.S. gets a cold, the U.S. sneezes, we get a cold and stuff like
Someone
that.
on the Facebook page says, Sinkis and Nevis people are so close-minded. Big things are more than just double salary. What happened to long-term create jobs. So this person is saying create jobs. They're saying the double salary, there's more things than just a double salary. Create jobs. and I could say,
But then we are creating jobs, and we want the jobs to pay us a minimum, and that's a struggle right now. Because I'm hoping that that's something that can be sorted out.
Someone says, sorry, the double salary would only boost the economy for today, but if you give a wage increase, it will more than boost the economy. It will sustain families. People are struggling. And that is a cry that has been out there. Persons are feeling very...
I like that. That's very sensible.
Caller, you're live on Island T.
You call me, so I come.
Yes.
Great. So you're listening.
Thank you.
What, Miss Henry?
As usual, Miss Henry.
It's like we just had a seance and we called a jumbie.
Miss Henry, whip him, Miss Henry.
No, dog, you don't tell me back, maybe. Line check don't say you sound like Sylvie. No, you're going to call me Jumbie.
Jamster.
Respect.
Yes.
I protest. I'm going to march.
Well, we kidding.
We're going to sing a calypso on him, Sylvine.
No, let me pick up on what Jamster said. A lot of time we blame the IMF for the things we do to ourselves. I keep saying it, and people don't want to hear it. They have been telling them for years now, 1, 2, 3 government. You must have a sovereign growth fund. Set aside some of the money that you are getting for rainy day. They're being ignored. You have the World Economic Report that comes out every year that forecasts what could or may not happen. It is ignored. Central Bank does the same thing. World Bank, everybody. It is ignored because politics beat economics any day. Any hour of the day, politics beat economics. They know, you know. But it is easier to try to show up your position, your political position. And then when the thing falls, then everybody get it. So oftentimes, Miss Henry defending I'm not defending the IMF. Even the tax thing. They reduce, Dr. Harris reduced the corporate tax rate. Right? In COVID.
Yes.
Now, my good friend Edinburgh was saying Sunday that the companies they're making large profits. So I said, if they're really making a lot of profits, why continue to give them the cut in the company tax rate? And lawyers are like Azard. They say lawyers booming.
Really, I guess maybe certain lawyers are booming.
But you're gonna reach. If you protest, you know you ain't reached there yet. And with all the killing, man, lawyers fees gone up. But I mean, seriously.
But when
Miss
Henry, before you even go on to that, when you look at that too, and you talk about unincorporated businesses, and so there are a lot of small businesses who are still struggling. So I don't know which businesses is he referring to. You know,
could, because listen to me. Lawyers and doctors, they haven't cut their fees. Not one, not even you.
But they have not increased, I'm sure, as well. Even as
but what I'm
things
saying
increase.
that you all get what, $8,000. You don't pay any tax on the first $8,000. It used to be 4%.
Who get 8,000 and don't get any taxes on 8,000?
Well, look, why you don't?
You mean government lawyers?
Small businesses, unincorporated.
I think it's the first 6,000.
You gone to 6?
Yeah, I think.
I know it was 8.
It's 6,000.
Or be that as it may, the rate at which you all charge people, you can make 6,000 in a week, right? So it was 4%. They cut it to 2.
Granted that you got the clients and there's still expenses that has to be paid.
I don't understand why you all can advertise.
We can't advertise. It's not part of the profession to advertise.
But you all should protest against that in America. They're all over the TV.
Yeah, but that's British tradition.
I heard doctors say they can't advertise as well. They can't advertise.
Yeah, it's ridiculous, but that's British. That's
know.
British
But it makes no
tradition.
sense. Well, they have
So
ways of
how are we supposed
advertising.
to know
You
who's the
come
better
and sit me
Nonsense.
down by so and so.
But Americans
But-
advertise.
Yeah, American rules are different.
Doctors advertise everybody. No, what I'm saying is this.
Ooh.
If things are picking up, why you still cut the thing in two? You could say lawyers, doctors, certain sectors, pay the pay the 4%.
But I mean, even you might have a general perception that lawyers make a lot of money, but lawyers are people
Some of them
too.
do some scraping.
And
Lawyers are people? Really? I didn't know.
So you have to
Jams is
understand.
being rough. Miss
You know,
Henry.
they are. Everybody is different, and so you have to treat them, equally.
Yeah, but what the government need, look, since I was doing my job, I said the government need good auditors, audit everybody.
And let's not just look at the lawyers when we're talking.
When you say everybody, Miss Henry, who is everybody? The lawyers and the
Let me explain
doctors?
what I mean.
I think you mean more than just the doctors and the lawyers, right? Because I feel like you're
That's
focusing
everybody,
just on the lawyers and the doctors right now.
No, didn't I say everybody?
Yes.
Yeah, but everybody in a sense, I'm trying to understand who is everybody other than
what
the
I mean by
doctors and
that,
the
the
lawyers.
corporated and the incorporated. Those we're talking about.
Okay.
Now, they make their returns, right? The financial returns.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them won't even pay. They're paying late and everything. And they use politicians as the backup. So when you threaten them or whatever, even if the age you write them, they don't do it. Mm-hmm. So they're sending these accounts because I know. And that's why I say I don't trust accountants. They find all kind of ways of writing off the gross profit, right? By the time they get to the net profit, nothing there. Now, donations are not tax-free, you know. They pay tax on the donations they make to anybody. You know that?
I didn't know that. I learned that today. I thought donations
they add
are
it back in.
write-off.
They add back in when they don't think they add back in the donations. Oh. So, what the companies do, what some of them do, they put it down as advertisement. You understand? Mm-hmm. Because they don't allow donations to be tax free. Okay. Gregory could call and tell me if they do know, but I'm telling you. And you see all kind of expenses increase, and you say, well, how come the workers ain't getting no more? Mm-hmm. I think the men of that one are one.
Somebody says here,
they need to be monitored.
People not paying their taxes, government got a lot of unpaid
They're always
taxes.
evading the taxes.
That's what someone said on the Facebook page.
So what does government do then, since people aren't paying their taxes?
I mean, big time, you know. You wouldn't believe who.
Oh, Jesus.
You wouldn't believe.
I thought it was...
You know, so what I'm saying is this. If you say that the economy is picking up, then you should be able to collect taxes from these people. Now, Nevis... If you notice, Nevis done already say how they intend to close the gap, eh?
Miss Henry, that's a very interesting thing because, as you said, that the economy picking up. The average man on the road, if you ask them about things, they say things tight. Even some of the business owners, you ask them, they say things rough.
Yep.
Are you saying
some
that?
Some of them only say so because they don't want to pay the government.
But
all right, you see, when they got VAT free, you don't see big crowd in there.
Boy, that's the shameful part.
Maybe they're trying to save on what would have normally been more expensive.
How they could give you 50%? They carry up and then they bring it back down. I mean, we got... You don't observe what go on in this country?
You mean in terms of the shopping during VAT there? VAT free day?
Yeah. Some of them actually double the price and then talk about, we give you 25%. Tell people, if you're going to shop tomorrow, Friday and Saturday, go into the store now, take the item number and the price on it.
Well, for me, right? For me, I don't shop just because it's VAT there or not because...
Sometimes you do need this stuff, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If you do need certain things and you wait until that time to get that certain things, but if there's no need for me to buy something, then not because...
Are you single?
Yeah.
You love your mother?
But how you going to judge him so, Miss Henry? You don't know what the gentleman needs.
What I'm saying, Miss Henry, is that for me, at least...
Do you understand the question? Let's ask if.
All I'm saying, Miss Henry, is that for me, I try to spend wisely as much as possible.
Well, yeah. I would expect that because if you're going to run the country one of these days.
Ooh, nice.
I try to spend wise. I don't try to put my hat too high for...
No, I mean, I don't rush either, you know.
Miss Henry, you used to rush in your days?
Eh?
Were you in the rush back in your days?
Girl, no, I'm too much an economist and accountant to
Okay.
rush.
But
you just said you don't like
Miss Henry, you don't like yourself?
you
Oh,
just said you
boy.
don't like accountants, didn't you?
Let me tell you what I used to do. You see all these curtains that they have them $60. By April they're on sale.
Mm-hmm.
So I buy when the expensive curtains
On sale.
and drapes go on sale.
Okay.
Thank you.
Oh, good, good.
Yes.
That is the only way look, I tell people I only shop in circus if they got a sale. You understand? Only when and I'm checking out the price. How much it cost before? I usually go through the stores, making small conversation and checking prices.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Because cooking is known. I tell you, one time I went in a big hardware store to buy some runner you put on the rug in the church.
Mm-hmm.
I went in, I think what the day before, copied down the item number and the price. They gave me the check to go and pay for it. When I go, the thing gone up. I said, watch me. Miss Henry, what we had finished, I said, you're lying. They just come from the warehouse. I said, I wish as bad as the manager. I determined I'm not going to pay.
Let me ask you a question, Miss Henry.
Okay, wait. Miss Henry, can you call back? We have
We have a
call.
call ever so often,
hate
you know.
when that
You
happens,
take
yeah.
off one caller,
Yeah.
and then you lose the one that you take them off for.
Yeah.
I was going to ask her what her taking on double salary. Should it be double salary? Should it be 2,000, 1,000, or nothing?
Okay. So
Caller,
Miss
go right
Henry-
ahead. Yeah, we have a
Yes.
caller. Go right ahead.
Caller?
Hello.
Oh, wow.
So Miss Henry Azard just posed a question.
Hello,
so when
caller.
you call back, you hope you have the answer
Good.
for us. Good
Hi,
morning.
good morning.
Mr. McMahon, is this
Good
you?
morning. Yes.
Yes.
Have you ever seen such anticipation about double or some kind of payment before?
Well,
Not
I
even
mean,
double his speech
I mean,
alone
This
today.
time,
yes.
this time seems different.
Mm-hmm.
And I suspect it's probably because payment of a double has become
So normalized.
almost institutionalized.
Yes, it became
and
normal.
so it's almost an entitlement now. And you know that it's extremely difficult for any government to take away an entitlement. So I think there's a tremendous pressure on the Prime Minister to come up with something, even if it's not a double, some kind of payment, to at least assuage the people about getting some payment at Christmas, some kind of bonus at Christmas.
It must be
Right,
immense pressure on the Honorable Prime Minister at this point in time.
And what's surprising too, normally you would have learned by now what was going to be paid. This time it seemed to have been top secret, and I don't know if it's the whistleblower, what do you call it, unauthorized disclosure things.
Good point.
Legislation that was recently passed kicking in.
Mm-hmm.
But it's been very close-lipped. But I think that there are other things that can perhaps be presented. I think I mentioned to Jamsto about the fact that there are so many people without health insurance.
Mm-hmm.
Giving those people without insurance some kind of call it a credit, tax credit, or some kind of credit, so that or capitalize an insurance scheme so that these persons can be on insurance, couldn't have health insurance. Now, that I remember, for instance, when the government had health insurance, instituted health insurance for civil servants. Now, that did not immediately seem like a huge deal, but really turns out to be, because so many people, I think, have used it. And it's almost like a pay increase, because then they didn't, the civil servants did not have to contribute anything to it, but the government paid it, right? And something similar can be done, or something like giving public shares in complementary shares in government corporations, or maybe even National Bank or cable, or where they have shares, converting that to public ownership, ordinary public ownership, so that people get some kind of buy-in on investing. That's also a good thing. That's also a good use of any additional funds that the government has. Okay, and at the same time, though, we don't know if the government finances are in such a state that it can afford all these things. We've been very mum. The government has been very mum on things like, well, it's only one of the pillars, the CBI, on how the state of that. So, I mean, normally when a company pays a dividend, for instance, shareholders know about the state of its finances, through various shareholder meetings and so on. And that is not the case here. It's very rare that the board of directors, in this case it's the government, the cabinet and so on, it's very rare that they are the only ones who know what is going on in the company and decide what dividend to pay. The shareholders definitely have a say. So there's a whole lot of things at work here. What I would say is that the payment of a double salary has become somewhat of a barometer that people use to determine that, well, the government know what it's doing, the state of the finances are so good that they can pay a double, right? And if that is not, if there's none forthcoming, especially in light of the feeling out there that the government has been extravagant in some ways, whether it be the traveling or different ways. You can't come now and tell me that no money is there to pay even something.
Yeah.
So a lot of pressure is on, and I guess later today we'll know.
And
I
as you indicated there, Mr.
will
McMahon, I think too is the, as you indicated, a lot of traveling and stuff like that, and you see MPs, ministers moved out of, where they once lived, live in other places. I think it's the whole perception of all of that. Persons are thinking, well, things are working out for you, it ought to work out for me as well. So I think that pushes it. I think the Honorable Matt Bradley, in his
that's
message...
always there because people generally don't mind making a sacrifice if other people are making it too.
Yes.
But when it seems that there's an elite somewhere, I mean, people object to that. I mean, that's just human nature.
I think the Honorable Matt Bradley, in his message, I think there was some merit to it because you have to look at the double salary and whether or not the country can really afford it. I also think the Honorable Sean Richards, he advocated for it, also has some merit. He has not been on performance before. I merge you two and say that maybe what should be happening is that government has a discussion early before the December period indicating its position during December. So persons are able to understand. And so you take away that sense of, as you said, the entitlement syndrome.
Right.
And so you give people, so once you tell persons, okay, this is how we're going to do it, you go forward. But what I've realized is that with this administration, it's been more reactive in the sense that we're just going to fix something what people recognize, we're going to give them something. Rather than having...
You can't just drop a bomb on people like this and take away something either. Right?
Yes.
And so, I agree with you.
So
that
there must be some sort of preparation to
right.
If you know that every week you're going to get something, if you realize, well, we can't afford giving you something again every week, now we'll have to change it. Give me advance notice. Let me prepare. Let me adjust.
Yeah, obviously that's the right thing to do.
But
unfortunately though, politics is such that usually it doesn't allow for that. You see pushback coming, and so you have to respond to it. Yes, it's reactionary, but that's just the way politics is. I mean, it can change overnight, and so you have to respond to it. But it would be interesting to see. I mean, this is one time I think people would be paying close attention to the budget. I'm going to be interested in the.
But you see,
estimates
this
who
is a
gets what,
problem.
but-
This is a problem I alluded to earlier. They're paying close attention to the budget for selfish reasons, not for greater good reasons. This is the stuff that drives me crazy.
But it's as it
when,
said.
when, when you say selfish, when you say selfish reasons, what you
Well,
mean?
they're listening to the budget
virtually
because they want to know if they're
everybody.
going to get a double salary or we're going to get a dividend. How about listening to the budget
But-
to see
but the
to
national
see
good,
how
but the
to
good-
see what fiscal regime they're rolling out next year in terms of taxation, fixing some of our social problems, blah blah blah. How about that?
No, but what I'm saying is, what's in it for me? Sure, asking what's in it for me. If thousands of people, thousands of workers ask that, then doesn't that become for the good of the country? In a strange way,
Maybe
yes.
maybe short term, maybe really short term.
This person on the YouTube is saying if you only pay double based on performance, you're automatically eliminating retirees, etc. Government need to compensate nationals overseas who do not receive their $1,000.
But you can argue that retirees work.
Hear the nonsense?
they work. So it's not a compensation for performance as such, right? Because, like I said, it's like saying that, well, retirees don't pay into Social Security now, but they get benefits. They earn them.
Yeah, they earn that.
Okay.
They would have worked
Yeah.
for them.
So I don't. That argument does not fly. Perhaps because I'm a retiree, but it doesn't fly with
Because you earn your place right now.
Exactly.
exactly. That's
But
that's
how
what
does
I'm
one
saying.
pay a citizen that's overseas that doesn't contribute to
Exactly.
SACES anymore?
This is
And
cray
I'm
cray
not
stuff.
trying to be or get on anybody's nerve, but you don't you pay your social security where you live.
Yeah, and
So-
these are discussions that should be had,
Yeah.
openly and a conversation.
These people are crazy.
And as it relates
Well,
to
right, but the overseas citizens though might argue that we make remittances home, and then it becomes a whole issue of, well, do you in fact you personally do that? If you can show that you do in fact support a family back home or something like that, then I think you deserve something as well. But I'm sure there are thousands of nationals who don't contribute a cent towards the economy. They don't come home. They don't invest here, whether in a home or land or whatever. And to say that they're gonna get something simply because they're a citizen, that I don't
Exactly.
think.
And there
No.
again blows that selfishness. You know? I mean,
So
Yeah.
maybe there are persons who are listening now because during the budget is really the allocation of monies for various ministries, programs, capital projects, and so maybe there are some persons there, Jamsa. I'm sure there are some persons listening out to see what the capital projects would be, what the programs would be, what the ministries are
like
going
11
to
like 11 people.
and it's gonna also give good indication of, like for instance, you've been talking about agriculture
Yes.
for all year and for years. If there's no significant increase in the investment funds for agriculture, it's going to remain just that talk. Okay, so we should be looking out for little.
Hello?
Go ahead, Mac. Okay, I don't know what happened. Actually, I was trying to conference another call without dropping him, but okay.
We have a caller?
Well, Mac should be there still because
Hello?
it's there. Mac, you're not there? Okay, let's see
Okay.
let's go to the other caller.
No problem. Hi, caller.
Hey, good morning, guys.
Hey, good morning, Carl. How are you?
Good morning.
Oh, I'm not doing too bad for my age.
That's
And
wonderful.
I'm waiting to listen to some of the budget because I will be traveling off to JJ funeral by the Moravian later in the day.
Okay. Sympathies.
Yeah, but I am listening the budget because I don't know what can happen. Double salary is going to be paid.
So you think it's double? You don't think it's bid 1,000 across the board or 2,000 across the board or nothing?
Well, that is what I give them free advice of over the many weeks that pay everybody who is working $2,000 out the SIDF fund and do not pay no double salary, but I have received some confirmation since last week that his double salary is going to be paid tomorrow.
Oh.
And the Prime Minister will announce that today. And as Mr. Ellenborough said last week, Tuesday, on freedom issues, that most or everybody must listen to the budget because there is good things in there which he cannot announce for the people. He will leave that for the Prime Minister to announce. So, from what I gathered from Mr. Ellenborough is that also the private sector workers or the social security workers will be getting something out of the SIDF. Mind, he did not say those words there, but from his information and his hidden agenda, we gathered is that the government is going to try and please most people by giving a double salary and giving something out the SIDF.
So, Carl, what
That's
if today?
What I gathered. That's
What
my
if today?
interpretation, Carl Brown interpretation of Mr. Ellenborough's secret hidden agenda.
Okay, well, what if today now, because you said that, right? So some people might be smiling. What if today the Prime Minister said the Prime Minister actually took your advice and said 1,000 and 2,000 across the board? How do you think?
Well, that will be very good. and he don't have to pay me for that.
But persons that are expecting a double salary, if they don't get that, no, they're going to be disappointed because maybe you just got them happy, Carl.
So you're saying damned if he does, damned if he doesn't?
It's going to be
it's going to be very ticklish.
Either way, it's going to be.
I empathize with my old teacher and now my Prime Minister. I'm sorry for Dr. Drew.
It's going to be.
It's a hard job.
It's going to be
very hard job.
Either way you cut it, it's going to be cut. Someone's going to get hurt.
Somebody's not going to get, yeah.
Okay, guys, let's take the break. It's 8:47. We take the break and then we come back and chat some more. We're going to go out a little bit with a track from Ricardo Drew called Iron, one of my favorites actually.
Gonna want some, need some, hold some, want some, you're gonna love mine, beat some, play some, take some, download the iron in your blood.
WINN is 98.9. 98.9 is Win FM.
Dreaming of that perfect getaway? Hop aboard the Makana Ferry to the breathtaking islands of Saba, Statia, St. Martin, and St. Kitts. Embark on a delightful journey and enjoy sun-kissed beaches, vibrant cultures, and unforgettable experiences. Visit MakanaFerryService.com to book your island-hopping adventure today.
Unwrap the joy this Christmas with TDC. Dive into our all-in-one Christmas package. Purchase a 2024 model from TDC Automotive and seize an auto loan at just 4.75% from TDC Financial Services. No deposit, no repayments for the first 3 months and up to 8.5 years to repay. Because your dream car deserves a dream deal. And that's not all. Drive worry-free with TDC Insurance. Enjoy up to 60% no-claim discount. Make your holidays unforgettable with TDC, where every drive is a celebration. Hurry, visit TDC today and let us make your Christmas extraordinary. Terms and conditions apply. TDC, your road to a festive ride.
Yes, this is 50.
Maybe it's the way the brilliant gold liquid reflects our sunshine, or how the bright blue of its label mirrors the clear Caribbean skies overhead. Maybe it's the fresh, crisp taste of this beastly cold beer on a scorching hot day. Maybe it's even the way it brings us all together. But one thing is for sure, Carib is very much a part of who we are wherever we're from in the Caribbean. Carib, it's the way we play. Drink responsibly.
They call me Bond. Vagabond. Agent 009.
10 minutes after 9 o'clock, I'm back with my vagabonds. The IT vagabonds. They steal tea and
Her
drink
headset's being a vagabond.
Oh, Ricardo Drew once again.
Yeah.
Man,
that was a shocker.
Yeah, you know, he was a great soca conceptualist. The ideas he came up with for these songs, vagabond, professional. You know,
the famous song between him and Patrice.
This is probably his biggest
Toxic.
song. This was a song that really made him. You don't think this is?
This one made him, I think.
Yeah,
But his
made him
biggest
big.
one, what I would say, is Toxic.
Yeah,
Toxic,
remember this song with
him
and Patrice?
Patrice.
Yeah.
True story of their life.
Yeah.
Because
they
they're always
broke up.
falling out
Yeah.
and getting back together.
You're blocked just to unblock to ask how are you
How are
doing.
you doing?
we have a call. Let's take this call. Caller, go right ahead. Okay. Right.
Call back.
And they have, or someone has. Caller, go right ahead.
Good morning, Jamster.
Hey, what's up?
Good morning.
And good morning to Azard and to Candice. And this?
Kortensia, good morning.
Candice is fine. Yeah,
Candice,
that's fine.
Candice is your middle name,
It's my
right?
middle name, yeah. So we can
you
work
say
with that.
Candy.
I am here listening to the program, and the program is so interesting.
Thank you.
And my little input to the program, and with the double salary and whatever the government going to pay out. Now, we criticians, we do not like to manage our finance, our little finance. You think some of them, even if they pay the double salary, yes, they're going back into economy. Because some of them double salary done before they get it. Because we don't try to manage with finance, we don't try to do nothing positive with the money when we get it. And that's why you see that when these things happen, people ball out and say that when they're going to pay, he not make no announcement, he not this, he not that yet. You know? We to hand to mouth. We got to stop it. You understand?
You know, a lot of persons have budgeted their double salary without even receiving it, eh?
How can you budget something you
that's
don't have in your hand?
Yes.
And listen, we got to learn to manage with little finance we get, no matter what. But some people, they squander up the money one time, find all kind of thing to do when they get the little money in their hand. You understand?
Yes.
And if we people, right, just only manage the finance, I think the government and the country will work out whatever better for the people of this country, you know? It'll work out what better for the people of this country.
I think that would be good to be in the...
I beg. Oh, what's going to happen? What is going to happen? Even people who are from here, you know, like the Jamaican, the Guyanese, they're singing the same song just like how the Christian they're singing now. They're going to pay, they're going to pay something. We're going to get paid. We're going to get double salary. We're going to get this. We're going to get the CBI. And all these things. Man, we got to try to control our money, little money when we get it, and stop squander. You understand?
But
and
I think they need to...
I know guys that work in the construction, $900 a week. $900 a week. And you're going to tell me in middle week, some of these guys ain't had no money. I know people working, doing their own business, making good money. And you tell me in the middle of the week, some of them don't have no money.
Because they have to lime on Friday. They have to lime on Friday. They have to buy the round.
Man, we got to come better than that. And stop depending on whether government in and government out or whatever.
Yeah.
And government try to give somebody something. We should be proud and glad when government give maybe a dividend back from the SIDF or something at Christmas time, no problem with that. But when you're going to just depend on government just to come out and want something, and you get your money. Even people who are working for government talking about this double salary and they're working for government, you know? So I just want people to do better, man. Just do better. Anyway, we show you all the best.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You know, there should be some program in school
another call. Go ahead. Yeah.
About financing and budgeting. Hey, good day.
Hey, good morning, man.
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you doing?
Before
you continue, let me ask you the question. What do you think is going to be given or announced? Double salary, 1,000 across the board, 2,000 across the board, or nothing in terms of those, or none of the above?
Try again, caller. Go ahead.
He's there?
Yeah, go ahead, caller.
Hello?
Hi.
Go ahead.
Good morning. Peace to you all.
Hi, good morning.
I just want to say that it's sad about the young lady who went missing.
Yes.
You know, and coming from a policing background, law enforcement, I hope the persons who misses something or heard something would pass that information. Because, you know,
she's been found,
She's
right?
been found.
oh, no, I didn't know that.
Yeah, she's been found.
Give God thanks for that.
No problem.
I'm happy that the persons, even the young lady, would have listened to the callers. I think it was yesterday. You know, something you want to call in to contribute to something like that, but you know, it's difficult and sometimes impossible to do.
No problem. But
I
thank you.
just want to thank Jesus for allowing the young lady
No problem,
to
caller.
safely and for her to explain to her parents and even law enforcement, because they would have used resources to try to locate her, as far as what I understand what police were trying to do.
Okay. No problem, caller.
So with that said, I just want to warn our young person. Know your friend. Because, you know, you may have someone as a friend, but that person or persons may not have you as a friend. And this is the time for Christmas as well. Not only children or young persons, but for adults as well. This is the time the person might want to see how their friend react to a particular drink, a particular smoke, whether it's cigarette or otherwise. But when they react in a negative way, sometimes it may be permanent. I just want to call on everyone to be cautious. If you have a friend, really treat that person as a friend and try to make sure nothing happens to them. So that's what I want to do. Also, you were talking about the budget.
Yes.
For me, from being in business, a company could only give a bonus if they make a profit. So I would just want to say, if the government make a profit, whatever they're going to do, it should be persons who, I mean, you know how the companies give their bonuses. So I don't really want to go too much in it because I do not know what they're going to bring. Hopefully whatever you're going to bring is going to benefit a lot of persons in the country, but also to the persons who will receive whatever might come. To use it wisely. Even the good scriptures says, save for another day. Because if you look at it sometimes, and if you listen carefully, is giving for you to spend. Yes, it's good to spend to spur the economy. But if you know you do not have much to do, then you should try to save for another day. Because believe it or not, we are confronted with a lot of illnesses and, you know, children with school and a lot of bills. So don't just waste it on a party if you want to say. These things just might give up because the function themselves are geared to make a livelihood for some persons who are involved and to, even as the mother looking to say, for tourism activity in the country.
Okay, then.
But always be wise.
Thank you. Thank you, caller. Because we have to. We have no
and
problem.
Also mention for the last thing before I go, I'm happy that people, leaders of Venezuela and Guyana, will be sitting down, and I hope we have fruitful results. So God bless us all. God bless the whole region, but most importantly, God bless things. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you for your contribution, caller.
But you know, before we go to the break, I was having a conversation with someone, and they were saying that if we want to base double salary on performance, what about the foot soldiers that were out working? What do we tell them? You're not performing anymore, so you can't get the double?
So you see, this is why I also said, damned if he does, damned if he doesn't.
Yeah, it's going to be very... Someone is going to get disappointed. Either way.
Let's squeeze in one more. 8:58. Caller, go right ahead.
Yeah, good morning, man. How you guys doing?
Hey, what's up?
We're good, thanks.
We had a little issue before, so go ahead.
Yeah, it's all right. It's all right, man. I wanted to ask, right, Island T, you guys got a WhatsApp number that we can interact with the public?
There is a number. I'm gonna have to go get the. Okay, I'm gonna have to over the weekend. We're gonna see if they get the tablet going. I think the problem is.
If I want to send you guys like video clips, can I get that done now by any chance on WhatsApp?
Well, you can send them on you can upload them on the Facebook page. Because you can watch you can watch Island Tea on Facebook as well. So you can do that for now. Yeah. So if you go there, you can upload the pictures. But yeah, there is a WinFM WhatsApp number. I think the problem was that the tablet, we couldn't find the power cable we couldn't find the charger for the tablet. So we're gonna see what we can do about that over the weekend.
No problem.
Yeah. Well, this
the budget today, right? Are you guys anticipating that it's going to have a lot of viewership, more than expected?
I think just for the announcement, I think after the announcement is made, persons are going to go.
It's going to decline.
Yeah.
Only the serious person that care to know what's happening is going to stay on.
I really want to see what is going to be allocated in the various ministries.
Because everything affects all of us.
Something was put out that there's going to be a protest today. Is that still on?
No.
Like, might be the agriculture guys. I'm not sure.
I'm not. Well, we have them next. We have farm report next. So I guess we could ask that question.
Yeah. Okay. Can you abstract that information from them? If there's going to be a protest in front of downtown Bastille.
Okay.
Somewhere.
Okay, we're out of time. We have farm report next.
Okay,
so we'll ask him.
Thanks a lot. Okay,
keep listening and have a great day.
Thanks, man. Thanks.
Okay, cool.
You too. Thanks.
Okay, let's go to the break. 9 o'clock.
We're different. We're 98.9. 98.9. Win FM.
The Rotary Club of St. Kitts is pleased to announce the return of its free prostate screening clinic on Saturday, 13th January. Once again, we are collaborating with Dr. Dwayne Thwaites, Urology Associates, the Largemount Olive and Avalon Medical Laboratory. All men in the Federation, age 40 and over, are encouraged to come out on Saturday, 13th January to the Largemount Olive in Taylor's Range, Bastille. Registration starts from 6 a.m. and closes at 2 p.m. Breakfast will be on sale. Ladies, encourage and bring your husband, partner, father, uncle, brother, male relatives, and friends to this free prostate screening clinic. Valid government-issued photo ID required. General wellness checks will also be provided. So all men over 40, I'll see you on Saturday, 13th January at the Largemount Olive Taylor's Range, as early detection can save lives.
50,000?
50,000?
$50,000? Win big with TDC. Win up to $50,000 cash in the TDC Mega Rewards Mega Raffle. To enter, you must be a Mega Rewards member or sign up to TDC Mega Rewards Loyalty Program. Shop at our TDC retail stores or online at shoptdcgroup.com to receive one entry for every $250 spent. Draws take place from July to November. Win $10,000 every month with your entry rolled over so you can win, and win even more.
Yes, this is 50.
Terms and conditions apply.
Ladies and gentlemen, mark your calendars for the fashion extravaganza of the year. On December 17th, Sugar Mass 52 unveils Rock the Runway at the Ramada Resort starting at 4:30 p.m. Immerse yourself in a symphony of style featuring local talents like El Couture, Gems Fashion, Brown Sugar, Manny Duque, Vaughn Anslim, Carabel Boutique, and more. Witness their incredible designs that paint a vibrant picture of our cultural identity. This isn't just a fashion show, it's an experience. Admission is only $30 and $20 via the Dcash app. Join us at Ramada Resort on December 17th at 4:30 p.m. for Rock the Runway. It isn't just an event, it's a celebration of style into a world where fashion reigns supreme. You can secure your spot to witness the magic unfold at Rock the Runway, where style takes center stage.
And it's time for Farm Report. We've got Troy Flanders in the studio. Morning, Troy.
Good morning. Morning to all listeners.
So, Troy, good morning. And before we start, we had a caller that just want to know if you guys are going to be picketing today. So, can you answer that question that caller had?
He's talking about the consortium.
Well,
farmers.
Agriculture.
Yes.
So I was wondering.
I don't know about that, but I mean, I'm going to cross the road and see if anybody enjoying them.
they might think you're part of it.
Well, so be it. I could take that. You see, good morning again to our whole listening. The problem that, because I will say it because it's farm related, that the workers at the ministry, most of them are scared to speak out. Some of them are on the STEP program and they're scared of the job, right? Some people, I don't know, it's because I come here Wednesday time. So some people got me now like I am the guy responsible for labor matters.
And that's good because they know you have a voice, so they would hope that you could help them.
Yeah, and they complain to me every day. Every day they keep complaining. These articles that just circulating, they are true, you know, they are factual.
In fact, Troy, one of the workers from agriculture messaged me saying that that person, because I'm not going to, that person indicated that he or she listened the farm report and was in agreement to what you're saying in terms of the workers.
Yes, and the thing is, if your workers are not happy, we who get the end product, we won't get good service.
Nope, that's correct.
So that's why this is something that troubles me, because at the end of the day, it will affect the farming community if the workers are not happy.
And you know, you said that, and it paints a picture in my mind, because if the workers aren't happy, then the workers aren't performing to the best of their ability. And if they're not performing to the best of their ability, they're not doing what needs to be done in order to communicate with the farmers, in order for the farmers to produce at the best of their ability.
I'm thinking not only in customer service that they might give the farmers might feel the backlash, but what if they don't report what is needed in terms of stock, and then when the farmers go, that's the next backlash. We don't have that available because I didn't report it because I'm upset with you. You're
Exactly,
not doing what I want.
exactly,
So
and it's already happening. It's already happening. So you know.
What about the young man that was hospitalized? How is he doing, Troy?
I speak to him. I think it was yesterday, and he tell me he's supposed to do some tests today.
So he's out of the hospital.
He's out of the hospital,
that's
and you know, I didn't really want to start the program down at this part, but since we're at it, there was some article circulating about the working condition at the department, especially in the chemical room. And to my surprise, the ministry sent out something to rebut the article, and actually like saying what the article is saying is a lie. So I took it upon myself, and I went on a visit, and I called in on the media, because all these things that are saying out there, they are factual. I think that the journalists of St. Kitts are doing the people a disservice. They need to go and investigate and see that what the people are saying is the truth, nothing but the truth. So I went up there, and you see, same thing. People going in there, no mask, nothing, in the chemical room, coming out. And these people say, yes, they have the gears, them there. So I ask them, well, I say, yeah, article say gears. Where's the gears? They say, which gears, Troy? What gears are you talking about?
And in case persons are wondering about the article that Troy is speaking of, there was a statement made on the 30th of November, 2023, and it's from here, I'm looking, it's SKNIS editor, and it says, Agriculture Department remains committed to staff protection and well-being. It says it has been brought to the attention of the Department of Agriculture, St. Kitts, that allegations have been circulating and suggesting that workers are not provided with the essential personal protective equipment necessary to carry out their duties in relation to working with chemicals designated for agricultural use. The department refutes these allegations and wishes to categorically state that the necessary personal protective equipment, including gloves, boots, respirators, and overalls, have been supplied to the relevant unit, with the most recent requisition being this past July 2023. In keeping with the department's practice, the PPE is kept in the possession of the relevant staff, who is responsible for using the chemical, as the equipment is not and should not be shared.
See, I mean, anybody out there listening, any reporter could just go up agriculture department today, this morning, go up there, and then come back and tell Troy Flanders that what he's saying is nonsense. Okay? And I have to put it that blunt, because to put out an article like that, that means you're dismissing the workers. They're not himself in that article sympathize with the guy who up there lying on the hospital bed, you know. You read that sounds like, man, no, he probably make up something.
It also says the department has been and continues to exhibit care and concern for worker safety by providing the essential PPE needed to conduct work activities, as well as offering training to ensure appropriate use of PPE and storage of chemical. It is therefore unfortunate that these unfounded allegations have been circulating in the media. The department is committed to the safety and well-being of our workers and takes all necessary measures to ensure their protection, including the implementation of comprehensive protective care protocols. Any chemicals or any claims suggesting otherwise are inaccurate, and they do not reflect the reality of our commitment to maintaining a secure and healthy work environment.
Oh, amen. You know, one of the main problem up there was the ventilation of the room. And before this administration, there was complaining about it under the last administration. And they claim that something will be done. They come in, same thing. It take people get sick and some article to circulate to see. They send public works up there one day, mark out the area, come back and next day cut it out. That was just like last week. That was last week. And to say that they refute and sing and false, so please. You know, it brings me to the thing of trust. How could you trust people who going to put out something like that? Because I listen to them and on other radio station, and they speak about they had consultation with farmers about a greenhouse village. So it make it sound like when the consortium come here and say there's no consultation, this consortium is lying. But the question, journalists, you ask them, what input the farmer had in selecting the site for the greenhouse village? What input did the farmer had in selecting the types of greenhouses? What input did the farmers had actually to think about the whole idea of the village? What input did the farmer had? I know that the consortium seen it in a meeting with them, question it, and they told us that they will go into details with the consortium. That never happened. Because we were questioning it, well, what is greenhouse village all about? And I mean, to be honest, I think the greenhouse village must have come before these guys. The concept was before these guys, right? And somebody think about it, but they never go through with it. And they come and they say, okay, good idea, they don't run with it. Say, okay, we're not going to have a problem, we're not fighting down the greenhouse village. But let's cancel. Let's see how we could work it out. You look at it. The year almost finished. You talk about the greenhouse village. Right? What selection process you use to get the farmers to go in the greenhouse? How you select the farmers? What criteria is used? What training has already started to utilize the greenhouses? I mean, you study it and you work out that you're going to build the greenhouses them, and after you build the greenhouses them, you're going to send people go train? So then you're still going to lose time? The fact that you start, you got the idea now, but the greenhouse, you should already start to train people. You should already have a criteria so I could know if I qualify. If I want one, I could know how to apply for one.
So as a farmer, you're saying to me that there is going to be greenhouse available, but you don't know if you qualify to access one or use one?
I don't know how to get one, how to apply for one. And any farmer out there who listening could call in and tell me how could I apply, because maybe they might have been in a meeting that I'm not privy to.
When are these greenhouses supposed to be finished?
I don't know the number for the Department of Agriculture.
It could be I just never heard anything, but I mean, I would think that this would be public information, right?
Yes, it should. It should.
Maybe I just didn't hear it.
It should. But okay. I listen. The Director of Agriculture and the communication officer from the Department of Agriculture, and I'm glad that she finally gets something to do. You know, I'm glad that but it's just unfortunate that what they send her out there to do is to mislead the people.
And when you say mislead, what you refer to? How is she misleading?
If you listen to the program that they had, you feel like that the farmers out there who's talking is just looking trouble. That everything is street are paved with gold.
So you're saying the message by the Director of Agriculture paints a picture of perfection.
And the Director of Agriculture and the communication officer.
The communication officer. So you're saying the communication from the Ministry of Agriculture is depicting a picture that it's perfect?
Exactly.
And you're saying that's far from the reality?
It is far from what's going on. And, you know, I don't want to be all over the place, but let me just settle down. When the consortium come here and we speak, we are speaking about structural changes. In order to move agriculture, you got to go deep. It's not no band-aid we speak of. Structural changes. If we speak about, let's say, for instance, we speak about the duty-free thing, the concessions, right? We're simply telling them, let's simplify it, that a farmer don't have to run from this ministry to that ministry with a piece of paper. Let me try and simplify it that anything landed here, agriculture related, will automatically attract certain duty. You know? Mm-hmm. This is things we say, they say, oh, well, what about somebody who... I say, you know about that? Because when anything land for the hotels, as a matter of fact, they don't say they pay for the port. Anything landed here from anyone in the hotel sector, automatically is duty free. You see? It is duty free. So why can't we get that? What's wrong with us? Are you telling us that we are larger than the Marriott, so we don't need it? That's what you're saying to us? It's structural changes we're looking.
Have you had a conversation with the Minister of Agriculture, perhaps the Permanent Secretary of Agriculture, or maybe, directors within that ministry or department?
Azard, the consortium must sit with the ministry, including from the head of the country to the Director of Agriculture. We sit in meeting not less than 7 times. Wow. Okay? And when you listen to them, they seem like they're tone deaf. It's either that, I don't want to say they're incompetent, but I don't want to believe that. But the action is proving that way.
It could be, based on what you're saying, it could be that maybe they are there, maybe they do care, but maybe they think that they have the best solution, and they already have the solution.
Well, nothing wrong with that, because, everybody got ideas, and if you think that your idea is the best, nothing wrong with that. But you got to remember that your ideas, you bringing towards people, it's for people. So if you bring something with a nice idea and the people ain't buying into it, how good is that idea? How good is it?
Yes. There's someone here on the Facebook saying, I agree with you, Troy. The journalists appear to be cowards. They seem to be afraid to do their work. The person continues to say, so true, Troy, regarding the duty-free concession. Trying to get duty-free concessions is like pulling teeth sometimes. And don't let the PS not like you. But if they try to deny me my duty-free concessions, I'm suing them. That's a comment on the Facebook.
Yeah, that's the thing. You want duty free, you don't have to wait on the PS or somebody to sign off and say bye. And they look at you and they say, oh, you're Azard Gumbs? Okay. No problem, Azard.
Yeah.
But why would you be malicious to someone that is going to provide for the country, including yourself? Because what if the food doesn't come from the north?
I will tell you this, right? There's a young lady working in the Department of Agriculture.
Mm-hmm.
And some time back, she said something to the now PS. And what she said that then now is haunting her today. She been asked to serve in a position. She not being appointed to the position, but she been asked to serve in the position for quite a duration of time. Not even a 1 cent more and she money. She doing extra work. And every time she asks about when you're an appointment to the position, is round and round the circus we're going. And everything say that is and somebody's this. And so happened that somebody and you had something before, some disagreement before. And there's a lot of that going on in this ministry, the Ministry of Agriculture. If you and them don't see eye to eye, you get victimized. And you're affecting the farming community.
Wow.
You have people who want to serve, but are unable to serve because of the petty behavior.
And there was one worker from the Ministry of Agriculture who actually posted on his or her Facebook page highlighting the struggles that he or she is facing. That person actually posted.
It's a fact. It's a fact. As I say, when if him have a journalist, take a cool walk, a cool drive. Go around, poke your nose here, poke your nose there, and you will see that things change. Because when another news media start to report on certain things, people don't come and say, but everybody can't be lying.
We have a call. Caller, you're live on Island T Farm Report.
This time for the farm report, Brother Charlie. You're sounding very powerful. Blessed morning, right?
Thanks, man.
Father the Almighty. Good morning, Brother Azard.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, Brother Johnson. Good morning, my sister of creation.
Morning.
And Brother Charlie, blessed morning.
Thank you, sir.
Not necessarily I'm not a slave. I'm coming in conservation, please.
I got you.
Now, you know who I am because I met you
Yes. The consortium meeting.
Consortium meeting over in Carson, and I would like to say congrats to the farmers who come out and able to listen what the plan going forward. But you know, what I'm looking at is that the 6 produce crops that you all are enhancing to be a part of the 20 by 20,
25
by
by
25 agenda.
Yeah.
I think I should add some more other crops besides those 6, but it's just a time I really working to aspire within moving together as farmers, and I hope that we see others of that magnitude come to see what you all have on board, you know. So I would like to say thanks a lot for seeing that movement going forward. I heard you make some reference about some chemical danger up in this Department of Agriculture, which is it shouldn't be, because that was some of the discussion was laid out in that same consortium when we were meeting in person. So I don't know why these kind of things still falling like that, and the person who have faced a little accident of that magnitude, I hope that they get some kind of compensation to that kind of danger they went through. You all have a lovely day, yeah?
You too, caller. Thank you so much for giving your input.
And as the caller rightly speak of the consortium, for the program that we are running, we are asking the farmers, we are pleading with the farmers to buy in, join the consortium movement. because we are the one who have to carry out this 25 by 25. You know what? I will call it the thing now because nobody could explain what it is.
Mm.
We asked them to show us your plans. Let me see how we could work alongside you all with the plans that you all have. And we yet to see that as a consortium.
You gotta be crazy. You mean you haven't seen the
I
plans?
mean, I would like to say at that meeting in Parsons, we had 3 guests at that meeting, and they made some presentation, which was some powerful presentation. We had the lady from AICA, Miss Jones. We had marketing manager, Miss White, and they did make some powerful presentations. And we also had from TDC, the gentleman they call him Claxton. And it was real good presentation they did. And the number of farmers that turned out to that meeting, I have never seen that amount of farmers in one meeting for a long time.
So what do you think prompted that turnout, Troy?
I think the farmers heard of the consortium and what we are doing, and they're longing for something to happen.
Okay.
So they gravitate to what we are doing.
Okay, good stuff.
Yeah, wonderful. And you know, it is showing that the consortium is building, and based on the call just now, it seemed like it was a really good session, and you're getting more and more persons. We have a call.
Caller, go ahead. You're live
Good
on
morning,
Island Tea Farm
guys.
Report.
Troy, from the farm to the table, Troy is able.
That was in another life.
That is what is happening with our association, our farming consortium. That is why so much farmers turn out, because farmers have been waiting a very long time to get something positive. What has been happening is that the Ministry of Agriculture, we have to put it this way, is neglecting the farmers. They are handpicking certain farmers who they want to deal with. And Troy, the most important thing today is budget day. And if the Minister of Agriculture do not bring forth $100 million today, like I have been advising him to for so many months now, into farming for the 25-25 and for food security and all of this greenhouse thing that they're talking about and thing, if he does not come with that today, then forget about this 25 by 25, and the farmers are certainly and truly will be proven today is neglected. And last week I listened those 2 persons from the Ministry of Agriculture on another talk show, and the first thing they start with, we are here today because we have been hearing and seeing a lot of negative things about the Ministry of Agriculture, and we are here today to bring the positive things. And they started talking like we all of us walking down the street of gold in farming. And 3/4 of what they were saying is nowhere near the truth. Because you hear it every week on every talk show, how the farmers, you go on Facebook, you see the farmers, bawling and screaming and saying no assistance is coming, and they don't know what the Ministry of Agriculture is talking about. And they say it's 50 of these greenhouses they're going to set up, And who they discuss them with?
I thought you was at one of the meetings, Carl.
All these things. You're supposed to come and discuss with the farmers, the general public, and have everybody input. So everybody knows there is a part of this thing that is happening. But no, they're doing it all by themselves to serve and to please who? I got here, guys.
Thank you for your call, Carl.
Thank you for your contribution, Carl.
I will say this, as we talk about the budget, right? Last week on the program, I hear the director and the communication officer speak about this drip initiative. Drip. I can't understand. I know what they mean by drip, but I think they give out drip lines and so on, so they said to the farmers.
Okay, hold that thought. Take a call. Call or go right ahead. Farm report.
Yes, good morning, the panel, and good morning to the nice voice lady there.
Morning.
Very
Good
quiet.
morning.
I have some questions. Troy, it's very frightening to hear that when you all apply for duty free, it's a runaround. It should not be so. Every farmer in this country, in St. Nevis, should have preferential treatment just like the hotels. If they want a piece of equipment for the farming, they order it, and when it come up their customs and the farmer deal with that.
That's true.
Where are we going? Where are we going? It's too much of telling lies, and I can't take it on, And somebody fooling somebody, I can't try. Where is these journalists? They're only around when certain things happening. And come on, we have to feed this country, Next year is a terrible year in Azard. I think it's Nevis, But the politicians, telling us that. Only Dwyer, as a farmer MP, here come and warning people, Make sure you check me. And be conservative with the finance that you will be holding if the criminal won't get any this week, today. We have to come better than that when it comes to food. We have to do better.
Thank you.
Here the last budget. Agriculture, $40-something million. Agriculture should be saying almost $150 million to make every farmer feel comfortable and go there and produce. This is where we should be saying in St. Nevis for 2024. So I have a good day and never give up. You must listen culture, You must get a radio on your farm and listen Joseph Hill.
I got
you. All got to come better than that, Troy. And don't fear to come to the public with the truth. Because all of us dumb. Can't feel they're done with enough. Troy, I'm speaking to you. Can't feel they're done with. People on the road very knowledgeable these days. I don't know if it's something in the water or in the marijuana. Quickly, I want to say something. I want to call on Wussy, the Director of National Security. Get on the police show tomorrow and let these young boys know we ain't dealing in no lawlessness during this Christmas, Have a good day. Try, keep fighting.
Thanks for the call.
Thank you so much. We're going to take a quick break and then we'll wrap up this segment of Farm Report. Thank you so much, guys.
Get ready for a dazzling showcase of talent, intelligence, and beauty at the 41st edition of Abe Smith Miss Caribbean Talented Team. Join us on December 30th, 2023 at 8 p.m. sharp at the St. Kitts Marriott Hotel. Experience the brilliance of delegates from the Caribbean nation, including Mr. Kyler Hart Johnson, representing St. Kitts and Nevis. Our special guest host, comedian Fat Man George from Grenada. Power Pack performances by Soca Super, Lucas H.E., along with other local and regional performers, accompanied by the Greenhouse Band. Get your tickets fast for $80 EC before December 25th, or pay $100 EC thereafter. Don't miss the chance to watch the show live on sknvibes.com. It's the 41st annual Haynes Smith Miss Caribbean Talented Teen, where stars are born. Special thanks to our major sponsors, First Federal Credit Union, SL Hosford and Company Limited, Open Interactive, and Timothy Beach Resort. Join us and be a part of this legacy.
We're different. We're 98.9. 98.9. Win FM.
Magnum, my brand. Everybody put your Magnum in the air now. From you a drink Magnum, make me see. Take charge of things now your place now. From the river to the beach to the street. Hot Magnum when me have in a me hand there. He are a sipper, she tell me sweet. Look for me watch for your quick time check. Yeah. Right now a Magnum for your beat. Enjoy yourself every day of the week with a Magnum. My life I forget sweeter. Must be 18 years and older to drink. Drink responsibly.
Merry
prices in every aisle. Our team preparing. Fill your cart this holiday season and shop with Rams and win $50,000 in groceries for a year. Terms and conditions apply. See in stores for details. Happy holidays!
And it's Family Report. It continues. We have about another 5 minutes or so. 9:35.
It's amazing how time run.
Yes. I wanted to read. I wanted to read a WhatsApp here. Someone said, "I don't like this program. Far too political and doesn't give insight on agriculture. Don't get me wrong. We need to know when any administration is doing ish, but that's all that he does. There isn't any proper agricultural discussion."
And I would like to say to that person, thanks for their comments. And it's no fault of ours, you know. We have part of the consortium mandate is to agitate to get things done, right? So it's no fault of ours. And we come here week after week, and we speak about, as I said last week, we want to come and say good news. We want to speak of good news. We don't want to get into this back and forth with the ministry. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't help anyone. You know? So
someone on the Facebook page is saying the agriculture department is saying something totally different. Who do we believe?
But you see, the thing about it is that the two ladies were on another radio program, and they refused to take calls. They say what they had to say and they run out. Think about it. Just think about it. I am here, the lines are open, and I'm taking calls.
Yeah.
Think about it. They say what they had to say, but they refuse to take calls. Just think about that.
Because when I think about the refusal to take calls, it comes across as they want a very controlled environment.
They went out there to do one thing and one thing only.
Send them out to be in a controlled environment, because what are they going to say when the callers ask certain questions?
Yeah.
They went out there to make their minister look good. That's all. That's the only thing. It had nothing to do with the farming community. It had nothing to do with the workers. It had nothing to do with but making their minister look good.
And so
that's all.
No one was able to ask questions.
Nobody was able to ask one question.
Or share their concerns.
I hope it's not like that in your meetings when you meet with as a consortium.
The consortium? No, man, the floor is open.
Okay.
Caller, go ahead. You're live on Farm Report.
Good morning, Troy.
Good morning.
Yeah, I'm so glad that you come every Wednesday and you give the farmers reports and update the farmers what's going on in this country. Because, Troy, we should not be in a predicament, you know. As farmers, whether livestock farmer, ground farmers, whatever farmers you be, we should not be in this. But I'm going to say all the time that if we the people was taking stock of what really going on with government after government, we'll be in a better position, you know. Because you realize government come, they talk about farming, they talk about agriculture, they talk about fishers, they talk about this and talk about that. And you ain't see the progress, you ain't see nothing. And I always say, as long as farmers they stand up and come together and do what they got to do as farmers, whether you're livestock, ground farming, fishers, or whatever, we ain't going to get out to work. And they see that. So they pay less attention to us with these things. We had these port islands after the sugar industry closed. And when you want to tell me that up to now, I can't get some sweet potato for my Christmas? I'm telling you that any water, because out of 2015 it was sweet potatoes, so up to 2017. And people know, barley know, politics for the sweet potato, them. Carly married about sweet potato. I tell them I ain't have the land. And you know, we ain't getting much we know. And we can't get sweet potato grow how the people to plant them to grow. You know, and sweet potato, you got to plant them in the mountain instead where you get the mojo. And you know, the monkey them. You understand? I went in the supermarket the other day. When you think me sick, powering sweet potatoes. You understand? I believe something could have done better than how it's the position we're in right now in farming, even in livestock farming. So I agree with you to come on and say what you got to say, and you all keep meeting after meeting and do what you all got to do, because only so.
Well,
we're going to get things done, when everybody comes together.
As a farmer, I'm inviting you to be a part of the consortium. Together, we could make a difference.
When a problem, I'm a livestock farmer. I don't plant sweet potatoes.
No. The consortium have livestock farmers already. Also, as long as you're a farmer, anything farm related, you could himself be a vendor. You're welcome to join the consortium.
Thank you. Also, too.
All right, then, man. Yeah.
Thank you, Carla. I pondered for a moment on what Jamster read. The farmers come here through the consortium to try, and they speak about what challenges they are facing. You understand? It is a voice for the consortium and farmers in the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis. I would like to think that if things were better on their end, they would have nothing to report on negatively. Exactly. The fact that they have to report something negative means that there is room for improvement. In addition to that, the island tea is available for the Ministry of Agriculture, if they do have positive things to come on Island Tea and speak about it as well.
I will like for the ministry and the consortium to be here at the same time, sit down and let's have a discussion.
That'll be wonderful.
I will like for that.
That'll be great.
As I was getting into the JIP program, right? If you could name me one community that doesn't have water problem in St. Kitts, but you think that the Department of Water going to give farmers water before they give the domestic use? But you're going to introduce a program which requires water, but you don't have. Tell me now that you're going to drill wells and you're going to pump that water in a storage facility and you're going to feed it to the farmers, and then you introduce the drip
program. I really wish that coalition worked. Coalition worked, because everybody can work together and we can see better and best solutions for every single sector in our. And for the person that says political, I don't think it is political, because I heard you mention that even the past administration, the Agriculture Department, had the problems. So I don't understand.
Yeah. But people will read what they want to read into everything that you said.
Yeah.
But in closing, as the time going,
yes,
I would like to publicly thank the presenters who were at the consortium meeting. And I'm really looking forward to be working with them again. And thank all the farmers who come out. And we'll be calling on them. And the consortium, let's talk about good news. We shared our planting program. We talk about it right here. I guess that person wasn't listening that show. And you heard the director and the communication officer speak of the fact that the consortium went with them to a meeting with the supermarkets, the Rams and the Value Marts. The consortium spearheaded that meeting. And the reason for that is because, which was echoed by the marketing manager, that is only the consortium had a planting program to present. The very ministry cannot report on nothing else outside the consortium. It's not my word. That was echoed by somebody else. So we are doing our little bit, because agriculture is our business.
Yeah.
And we believe in food safety and food security. And we are working as hard as we could to achieve that.
I just don't understand why people keep saying that you guys are just coming here mindlessly criticizing the government. I think it's unfair. And I told him pretty much that I thought that was unfair. Because if you give credit where credit is due, although there doesn't seem to be a lot of credit to give, right? And I'm pretty sure if everything was hunky-dory, you would say so, right?
But it was last week I spoke about Sean Clark with the tractor service. You didn't hear me beat them up on the land prep. Yeah. It's last week I talked about the wonderful job he was doing.
Yes.
Exactly, I remember that. You said that.
recommended him to be the director. On the PS.
Yes,
You wanted
right.
many of him.
You could say one thing and people are going to take
People will say
from
what they
whatever
want to
message
say,
you're
but
saying.
that wouldn't deter the consortium from doing what we know is the best thing to do, is to hold their feet to the fire. Because I will tell you this, they are reacting to what we are saying.
The fact that they could go on a radio station and indicate that, there have been some negative light being pushed.
They're listening.
They're listening. They know what is being said. And they are hopefully trying to do better.
But we don't want them to be reacting, We want a partnership. Let's build it together rather than to react. Because when you react, it seems as if the heart's already bolt. Let's work together. That's all we're asking. Let us work hand in hand. Let's go together.
How is it they don't hear those parts?
I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I said I wish coalition worked, because they don't work. Because we can all see the problems when we're outside and said, oh, this could do better, that could do better. But then if we can work together and get it done, why not? But then we don't.
Yeah.
That's the sad part.
Our first meeting with Ron Collins, we speak about partnership. Our first meeting with Miguel, we speak about partnership. Let's work together. We ain't going there. We ain't want no back and forth with the ministry for what? We have to work with them.
Must work with them.
Their brains blank out at these parts. They don't hear that
And
part.
hopefully no victimization because of their voice. It is their voice, their concerns, and they're doing it in a respectful way.
Exactly.
So once again, in closing, I'm calling on the other leg of government, that's the media, to do their part also. Go out and dig deep, and you'll find. You don't have to dig deep. You right on the surface. You'll find things that are said out there, and you should be able to be the one that are balanced, the one supposed to balance the scale. So go out and do your little interview with some of the workers, and so they have, I think the ministry supposed to have a social event. I think it's Thursday night for the workers appreciation.
That's good.
Yes, it's good, but we'll just leave it as it's good.
They try to say if they're not treating them good all the year, then this little token won't be going very far.
I'm glad you said it.
Troy, what are you saying, Troy?
I believe Friday we'll have a whole bunch of happy workers. So it'll be easier for the farming community to do business with the ministry. Because after Thursday night, everybody feel appreciated, and they're coming out and revitalized, and they're happy to be working. I do believe that. So come from Friday, we have a complete different department of agriculture.
Yes.
Okay.
With
Sarcasm
PPEs
is
as
high.
well. Yeah, with PPEs.
Anyway,
guys, thanks again, Win FM.
Thank you so much. So we conclude this segment of Island Tea. We move forward afterwards with a discussion on what's happening in Guyana and Venezuela, or what's happening there with the border dispute.
Yeah, and of course, I'll kick you guys out at 5 to 10 because we have to get ready for
budget.
No, we have to get ready for the double salary announcement. No, I'm just joking. I'm being sarcastic, of course.
Why did you want to kick us out so early?
Yeah. He always does want to do that.
No, because you see, I have to, because of how
I know, we're
they
joking.
the titles and so on. Okay, let's take a quick break.
Magnum, my brand. Everybody put a Magnum in the air now. From you a drink Magnum, make me see. Take charge of things now your place now. From the river to the beach to the street. Hot Magnum when me have in a me hand there. Give her a sipper, she tell me sweet. Look for me watch for your quick time check. Yeah. Right now a Magnum a for your beat. Enjoy yourself every day of the week with a Magnum. My life I forget sweeter. Must be 18 years and older to drink. Drink responsibly.
And we are back. It's 9:49.
Yes, it is. And so, guys, just 16 hours ago, President Ali makes position clear ahead of Guyana-Venezuela meeting. So, President of Guyana, Dr. Ali, has written St. Vincent Prime Minister Dr. Rolf Gonzalez, addressing that he has identified as what he has identified as several inaccuracies relating to Thursday's meeting between Guyana and Venezuela. Ali notes that in a December 11, 2023 letter to PM Gonzalez from President Maduro, there were inaccuracies, particularly the statement that the high-level dialogue to which you, Gonzalez, have invited them to is indeed to directly address the territorial dispute between Venezuela and Guyana. Guyana's president reminds that he has a mandate from the National Assembly of Guyana, which is unanimous in its resolve that the land boundary is not a matter for bilateral discussions, and the settlement of the matter is properly in the International Court of Justice, where it must remain until the court gives its ruling on the merits of the case, which will be fully respected by Guyana. So President Ali says that another inaccuracy refers to the oil concessions in the maritime area yet to be delimited. Guyana's president says this assertion is misleading and that oil blocks are located well within Guyanese water under international law. And as president says, as for the further inaccurate allegation that there is meddling of the United States Southern Command, which has begun operations in the disputed territory, the government of Guyana maintains its sovereign right to engage in any form of cooperation with its bilateral partners and does not support intervention in the internal affairs of any other state. President Ali says any allegation that a military operation aimed at Venezuela exists is in any part of the Guyanese territory is false, misleading, and provocative. The president of Guyana states that he is prepared to speak with President Maduro on any other aspect that may contribute to improving and strengthening amicable relations between the two countries. President Ali's letter to Dr. Gonzalez notes that his understanding is that the meeting is to be conducted with the framework elaborated for such a meeting in the communique of the Commonwealth Heads of Government of December 8th, 2023. Okay. Quite a mouthful. And so here in the article, the president of Guyana is basically correcting.
He's not coming to settle any land issues there.
Yes.
No. I'm leaving that up to the court. So I'm not going to come and say, you can have a peace and we can work this out. No, that's for the court. I like that. Set it straight, because what if he's going to go there and then somebody's going to be in his ear? Just give him something now. Just give him something and he'll stop.
And as an office of the court, as an attorney, I advocate for, disputes like these to be settled in the court.
Exactly.
If you have a legal claim, and you're saying that it is my right, it's our right, this is land that belongs to us, right? The court determine.
Let the court determine.
Yeah, bring your arguments, bring your attorneys. You come to the court and let the court determine what is the outcome. And Guyana is saying that they support whatever decision the court brings.
Exactly.
So at least we see some sort of amicable solution or resolution or Guyana's standpoint on the matter.
So the fact that we're going to let the court determine our lands, what are we going to speak about now? Being amicable neighbors, not starting a war, working. I would, just like the budget today, I'm excited to know the results of tomorrow's talk already. And it's not even tomorrow. I want to know what is going to be said.
And President Ali has made it clear, and he says the ICJ is the sole path to resolve Venezuela dispute. That is what he's saying, the ICJ.
I like that. So, Ralph, we're not coming to talk tomorrow about our lands. Not at all, Mr. Gonzalez. We're not.
There's a kind of strange parallel between this and I remember talks that the Ukrainian side had with the Russians when the war had just started. And I remember at some point Zelensky would say, well, we're not discussing any kind of partition or handing over of lands. Yes, we'll talk, but If you're coming to talk about you're gonna have part of Eastern Ukraine, it's not happening.
Not happening.
So
it sounds familiar, right?
Yes.
Wow. And it's funny that almost all of the disputes that are happening right now amongst countries is about borders and lands. And I have looked at it, right? Land has been a contention for centuries, because even now, let's say I am building, Jams is building, Azard is building. If Azard comes over on my part, what's gonna happen? We can't set that where Azard might say, I'm gonna give it. No, I want back my piece because I had plans to put, let's say, a deck there, and my deck pole, your wall is now messing with where my deck pole could have gone. So land has always been something of contention and continues to be.
Yeah, and you see in this situation that Guyana, as it has Essequibo, it is filled with minerals, riches, oil, money. So
greed.
So we see that these lands are not just lands; they're lands rich in resource.
Yeah.
So and minerals. So
and all they're seeing is dollar signs.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine we came into this world with zero. We acquire some stuff, and then the stuff that we acquire, we're gonna leave without it, and then somebody might squander it up here, per se. But for him to ensue this fight, it may be the next person that may come. That I can't say that, because when people understand what they're working with, the greed continues.
So ExxonMobil says it will stay in Guyana for the long term. So the oil giant says it will keep ramping up production in offshore Guyana despite the escalation of a territorial dispute with neighboring Venezuela, which claims that oil-rich region as its own. In a brief statement posted Monday on Facebook, ExxonMobil Guyana said it was reaffirming its long-term commitment to Guyana as tensions grow between the two South American countries that share a border. And this is a quote, "We're not going anywhere. Our focus remains on developing the resources efficiently and responsibly, per our agreement with Guyanese government," the company wrote. Earlier this month, Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro proposed that companies operating in the vast Essequibo region in Guyana that is rich with minerals and located near massive oil should withdraw their operations within 3 months. So after Maduro said that, this is what the company is saying. No, we're there for the long term.
We're not going anywhere. We're not afraid of you.
Yeah, it says that his government is also seeking to ban companies operating in Guyana from doing so in his country. So if you're operating in Guyana, don't think you're coming over to Venezuela.
Yeah, but remember, he is hoping that maybe he's calling that part of maybe he's calling Essequibo his country. That's exactly what it sounds like he's doing, Azad. I don't think he means the actual Venezuela, He's talking about Essequibo being part of Venezuela, and that's my country. So you're operating in my country, and you have to go in the 3 months that I would have allotted you time to pack up and go. So, he's being very brazen, that Chavez man.
Yes. He also says that Venezuelan lawmakers are currently debating a bill that contains the proposed ban. Maduro has argued that he has the authority to issue such orders following a December 3rd referendum aimed at annexing the Essequibo region. So they says here that ExxonMobil is producing about 600,000 barrels of oil a day.
Yep.
After successfully drilling more than 40 wells off Guyana's Essequibo's region. The ExxonMobil consortium also submitted a bid and received approval to develop 3 more areas in the region believed to contain additional oil deposits. So here it says many of Guyana's largest gold, diamond, magnesium, and other mines are also located in Essequibo. Yeah. Most are Canadian-owned, but no companies have reacted yet to Maduro's statement. Several Chinese companies also have timber operations in the area.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, I gotta leave it there.
Oh, yeah, wow.
Actually should have wrapped it
Yeah,
before,
I can't realize it's
Yeah.
1 minute to 10.
Yeah. Okay, so we'll see you guys tomorrow.
Yes.
I guess you guys will be listening for
the budget.
The budget. And
What do you
so
think
on.
is going to be JAMSA before we got 2,000, 1,000, double, or none of the above?
I want to hear when the school is going to be built.
Okay, fair enough.
I want to hear greater good stuff. I don't want to hear about this money stuff. The money is going to come. I want to hear what they're going to be doing for the greater good of the country,
Fair enough.
and not appealing to people's selfishness and self-interest.
Yes.
I'm not really interested in that stuff, to be honest.
Sounds fair.
If it comes, it'll come. Either way, whether we like it or not, it's going to come. you know.
And someone,
Except
if
we
it
mostly
does
like
come, someone is going to be disappointed, whether it's the 2,000,
Yeah, they can't
the
win.
1,000, or the double salary, because the double salary will be for civil servants. So the private person sector involved would be disappointed. If it's 1,000 or 2,000, then you have persons in the government who are saying, well, they could have gotten more.
Guess what? We just need to suck it up.
Little is much when God is in it. Have a great hump day, guys, and listen for the greater good of country and not self.
Yes. And on that note,
You found the sound.